Go.
All right, boys and girls, as you can see, our objective today is to be able to examine circles and their properties. Also, I want you to label your paper lesson 55, pages 116 through 117. When you turn your homework in tomorrow, I want to see these 7 things written down with their definitions. Now, I didn't write the definitions out, but they're right here on page 116 for you to be able to copy right out of your book. All right, I'm going to get started by talking about circles. Now, a circle is a set of points in a plane. Remember, a plane is a flat surface that are all an equal distance from a fixed point, and that is what we call the center. All right, Sarah Beth, if you'll bring the camera over here and let me show everybody. Sarah Beth is videotaping for us. So we have a circle here, and here is our center. And what it's saying is this center is the exact same distance from this point to any point on the circle, depending on where I draw it. I could draw 100 lines in here from the center to the outside, and it would all be the same distance. We call this a radius. From the center to the outside, that is the radius. The distance from one side of the circle to the other side, let's say I draw from here going straight down, we call that the diameter. The diameter is twice the size of the radius. So that you can see on the board, Sarah Beth, if you'll show them on the board, please. Right here it says relationship between the radius and the diameter, 2r equals d. That's 2 radius equals diameter. No, don't do it on its side.
Okay.
All right, just keep it just like that. That's fine. So 2 times the radius. So if the radius is 1 inch, it would be 2 inches would be the diameter. All right, thank you. You can have a seat.
Okay.
Now, if we'll continue reading right here on page 116 in your book, it says, Michael can reach up to 6 feet from the ground. You can see a picture of Michael right there in the ground. In that little circle. Would this distance be an estimate for the diameter or the radius of the circle opening right here in the picture? Well, Michael's foot is 34 inches from his waist. This would be an estimate of what distance? I would say that like from his bottom of his foot to the top of his hand, that would be like the diameter going across. But like from his foot to his waist, that would be like the radius because it's half. And then the last question said, would Michael be correct if he says that a pipe with a radius of 2 feet will fit through the opening? Well, absolutely, yes. Because 2 feet is only 24 inches. And we know that from Michael's foot to his waist, well, that's 34 inches. So there's plenty of space for that pipe to go through. Now we're going to get ready to go to the next section where we have to actually construct a circle. And able to do that, you're going to need your compass and you're going to need your straight edge, a ruler. It says use a compass and a ruler. Open the compass to the desired measure on the ruler. Then place the point on the center and rotate the pencil the entire 360 degrees. So I want my circle to be 2 inches in diameter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up to be 1 inch. That is the radius. Because remember, the radius is 2 inches. 2 times the diameter is 2 times the radius. So Sarah Beth, if you would, can you see the paper all right? All right, so I'm now measuring a 1 inch radius. So I'm going to draw the circle going around the whole 360 degrees. Because as we talked about in class today, a circle is 360 degrees. I'm moving my paper because that makes it very easy. But I could just as easily move the compass. So this right here, this circle that I just made, that circle is now 2 inches long. And look, if I show you right here if I measure, you'll see with my little protractor ruler that from this point to right here is 1 inch. That is 1 inch. That is the radius. So I'm going to label it little r. But if I go all the way across, it's going to be a total of 2 inches long. See, this is 2 inches right here. All of this up right here. And that is your big D. That's your diameter. Can you see that okay, Sarah Beth? Mm-hmm. So you know which way you're looking, making sure it's the right way for them to see. Now, as you on the board, it says for number 7, I want you to write the definition for a central angle. An angle formed by 2 radii is a central angle. The sum of the measures of the central angle of a circle is 360 degrees. All right, let's see. Also on the board, it says that I want you to write the definition of a chord. Now, a chord is a line segment that's drawn between any 2 parts of the circle, and they don't have to be right here from the center. It could be, Sarah Beth, if you can look right here, if you'll shake them. Right here, I'm going to start here and I'm going to go across. That would be a chord. I'm going to label it chord. And you can label that on your paper too as you draw it. If you'll pause. Now, as you can see, I just drew the chord right here. And in the book it says, is a diameter a chord? Well, the answer would have to be no, because the chord just goes from one side of the circle to the other. But the diameter goes from one side through the center all the way to the other side. So the diameter has to go all the way across in order for it to be a diameter. Another thing that I'd like to show you is what we call a concentric circle. All right, so a concentric circle, it shares the same center. Now I'm going to take my compass and I'm going to make it bigger. Maybe not that big. Let me make it a little bit smaller. All right, so I'm going to share that same center with my new, now bigger circle. You see me going around? I'm just moving the paper. You don't have to move the paper. You can move the tip. Whatever is easiest for you to do, moving the tip or moving the paper. But now this bigger circle is sharing the same center as my smaller circle. See, this is the center still. It poked right through the paper. It's a little hole right through the paper. That is the center of the circle. So it makes these 2 circles concentric circles. That's circles that lie in the same plane and have the same center. And that is one of your definitions that you have to write down for homework tonight. So I could draw another circle just like this. Let's see if I make it a little bit smaller and put it right back in the same center. I could draw another circle. And this circle is still, oops, I moved a little bit. That's very easy to do. All right. That circle is still sharing the same center as this circle and the big circle. So all of these are concentric circles. They share the same center. But the diameter changes because my diameter is only, let's see, how many inches is my diameter for the small circle? My diameter is just 2 inches. Well, how about for this outside circle? My diameter is 3.5 inches. So the diameter equals 3.5 inches. And then for this outside circle, the diameter is 3 3/4 of inches. So that would be 3.75 inches. And you'd use 2 little lines like that for inches. So the diameter changes, but the center does not change. All right, guys, when we get back to class tomorrow, we're going to do check understanding together. All right, I can't wait to see your homework.